Welcome back to Popcorn Playback. Today I will show you the 2017 horror film titled Don't Kill It. Spoilers ahead. The film follows Jebediah Wood Lundgren, a demon hunter who is called to investigate a series of gruesome murders in a small town. Jeb arrives to find that the town is being terrorized by a demon that is impervious to bullets and other conventional weapons. Jeb soon discovers that the demon is a demon-human hybrid that is only vulnerable to a specific type of exorcism. With the help of a local sheriff, Zagorski, and the demonologist, Cleve, Jeb must race against time to find a way to stop the demon before it kills again. Gabriel aims with a gun at a deer, firing and missing, which in turn made the deer to take to his heels. Gabriel's dog, Titus, starts backing uncontrollably and later runs ahead. Gabriel searches for Titus for a while before finding him standing static. Gabriel questions Titus in a human-animal conversation what was wrong with him for standing still. Gabriel picks up a golden metallic object Titus has been hovering on initially and attempts to put it to his pocket, but Titus starts to back at him. Titus then attacks Gabriel at his arm before Gabriel manages to pick up his gun reluctantly and fires at the dog, killing him as a means of self-defense. Meanwhile, Gabriel arrives home acting strange, displaying a black eye, and shot at his wife, killing her, before shooting his son. Gabriel then brawls and runs to the neighboring house. Gabriel enters the house meeting a mother with her 3 daughters. The mother questions Gabriel what the matter is and if he is alright. But Gabriel picks up a knife on a kitchen table and runs into one of the daughters, slaughtering her. Gabriel moves on to slaughter the second daughter too, as she tries to hold him back from killing her sister. Gabriel turns to the mother, holds her by her neck, and dips her face in a hot boiling water. As Gabriel tries to move to the next daughter, he gets shot by their father, Marcus, who then gets the same black eyes from Gabriel. Marcus then turns to her unconscious wife and fires at her, killing her before firing at her last daughter. At a bar, a man, Jeb, reads about the killing incident on a newspaper. In the meantime, a young man, Frank, starts to harass a young lady, Amber, at the bar as he begs her for a dance, but Amber tells him she is not interested. Amber approaches Jeb and tells him she likes his hat. She continues the conversation, telling the unresponsive Jeb they could have some fun with that hat. Frank steps in and interrupts Amber. Amber turns to Frank and scolds him for interrupting her wonderful conversation with Jeb. An angry Frank stares at Jeb, calling him shithead while informing him he is talking to his girl. Frank goes ahead touching Jeb, but he implores that Frank leaves him out of it. Frank tries to get Jeb to a fight, but Jeb knocks him off by hitting his head on a table. Jeb picks up Frank, holding him by his ear, and lectures him about the importance of consent in making love. Frank begs Jeb to leave him alone and apologizes to him for not heeding to Amber's no. Frank apologizes to Amber for being a piece of shit to her. Jeb releases Frank and tells him he will probably be having a pretty bad headache in the morning and instructs Amber to get Frank some ice cream. Amber questions if he would like to get out from the bar, and Jeb responds they should go and ask if she has a place around. Amber answers it's just about 6 blocks down the road. Jeb arrives at Amber's room and they both made love with each other, but Jeb wakes up the next morning thinking she made love with a demon. Meanwhile, Amber wakes up and quizzes Jeb on what is the matter. He can't decide and he replies he figures out one of his chain got to have something to it. Amber proceeds to ask if Jeb was from around, and Jeb replies he is lately, but Amber cuts in that she hasn't seen him at the bar before. Jeb responds he stays to himself mostly, but he does venture out and every now and then. Amber informs he will be paying $100 for the night, although she charges $150, but she really do like the hat. Jeb responds he didn't think he recalls entering any sort of agreement last night. Amber quizzes him if he thinks a girl that looks like her will be in a shithole bar like that and not for a paycheck. Jeb commands Amber to be quiet as he listens to the news on the radio that another murder has occurred in the town of Chicory Creek, resulting to 3 tribe homicides in the town within the last week alone. Jeb walks away from the radio towards the door and takes his hat off Amber's head. Amber yells he owes her money and he won't be leaving. Jeb then dips inside his pocket for money and throws them on the bed for Amber to catch while he gets out of her room. At the same time, Evelyn Pierce, an FBI agent with local roots, is assigned to look into the case for potential connections to domestic terrorism. Pierce arrives at the station after a long drive, while an old officer, Otis, welcomes her saying he hasn't seen her maybe in 20-some odd years. Otis compliments her beauty for a while before Pierce informs him she's looking for Chief Dunham. Otis responds the chief is currently indisposed and he has a very pressing investigation as he has instructed him to not allow anyone inside whatsoever and not even her. Otis suggests he is available if Pierce wants to have some company to grab a coffee or donut. Pierce dips her hand in her pockets and shows him her identity card as Agent Pierce while she informs Otis she has come for business. Otis jokes and calls her Evil Lynn, but she informs him she hates being called that and it's better Otis sticks to the formal Agent Pierce. Pierce enters the chief's office while they discuss the homicides. Jeb goes to the local police station to express his concerns, but Pierce and the local police chief Dunham dismiss his claims as the ramblings of a mentally unstable person and order him to be detained. Before Pierce leaves to interview a witness, Jeb advises her to inquire about the killer's eyes. During the interview, Pierce discovers that the witness' husbands have black eyes before going on a murderous rampage, confirming Jeb's assertions. Eventually, Pierce and Dunham release Jeb from the police station. At a nearby cafe, Jeb explains to them that the demon takes control of the body of whoever kills its previous host. He reveals that the only way to defeat the demon is by killing the host while ensuring one's own death. Jeb's father had captured the demon when Jeb was a child and poisoned himself before killing the host. Jeb held onto the demon for many years before it managed to escape. After gathering weapons and ammunition, Jeb and Pierce's investigation leads them to a cabin in the woods. Mistakenly, they apprehended a drunkard living in the cabin who claims to have shot the demon in the stomach. The drunkard mentions that his friend Glenn executed the demon's host and fled into the woods. Jeb and Pierce tracks down the demon through the woods, but instead of killing her, it attacks Pierce. The demon displays an interest in Pierce and attempts to persuade her to kill it by showing her terrifying visions of a future apocalypse. Jeb tries to subdue the demon, but it manages to escape. Later, Pierce reveals to Jeb that she drowned in her garden pool as a child, but was inexplicably revived, resulting in her family being persecuted and forced to leave town. Dunham arranges a late-night gathering to alert the townspeople about the imminent danger. However, the demon disrupts the meeting and mercilessly slaughters the attendees, swiftly changing bodies before Jeb can intervene. It escapes to a nearby house and manipulates a young girl into murdering its host, taking control of her body. Dunham flees the town while Jeb seeks refuge in a church where the local pastor, Erickson, accuses Jeb and Pierce of being evil. In response, Jeb punches Erickson and leaves to reunite with Pierce. Amidst the chaos, they come across Emmett, the father of the possessed girl, pleading for their assistance. Jeb and Pierce go to Emmett's house, where they discover his daughters locked in a room. Jeb convinces Emmett to poison himself and put an end to the demon's influence. However, unbeknownst to them, Pierce secretly contacts the FBI, who raid the house before Emmett can carry out the act. Emmett dies, and Jeb is apprehended by the chief agent Deacon Shepard for poisoning Emmett. The possessed girl massacres the FBI agents, except for Shepard, who gravely injures the demon before it escapes. As the demon flees deeper into the woods, its current host perishes, and it possessed Shepard, aware that he had previously inflicted mortal wounds upon it. The demon provokes Pierce into killing it once more. Jeb risks his life to capture the demon and prepare to poison himself to eradicate it, following in his father's footsteps. Before completing the ritual, Jeb and Pierce are interrupted by Erickson, who has tracked them down with an angry mob. Believing Jeb to be evil and having mistakenly captured an innocent man, Erickson assaults Jeb and the mob frees Shepard, who begins slaughtering everyone. Erickson kills Shepard and becomes possessed. The demon tries to kill Jeb, but Pierce seizes Sylvester Dawn with grenades, pulling the pin and sacrificing herself as the demon possesses her. Apocalyptic events from Pierce's visions commence as possessed Pierce levitates, but the grenade she holds detonates, killing both her and the demon. Sometime later, Jeb is seen in a boat in the middle of the ocean. He discards the flask containing the remnants of the demon into the water, and a great white shark swiftly devours it, suggesting that the events will recur in the near future. Okay, that's all the recap for Don't Kill It. Thanks for watching.